So welcome to the week 2 classes. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so sharing my screen. Okay. Now, if you open the saved version of your Power BI files, do you have something like this? Apply changes, discard changes, and things like that?
Yes, it's coming.
Yes.
It's coming. Okay, so maybe try and apply the changes. And let's see what changes. It's oh, I'm logged in as somebody else. Okay. Okay, just try and apply, and it might take a little while to apply the changes. Yeah. Okay. So now my changes have been applied, and I just want you all also to confirm that your changes are applied. And for those people who have joined new, shall I provide you with the current file that we are working on so that we can continue from 78, and then you can work on your own from 1 to 78. By 78, what I mean is the 78 step, because we are doing lab 3. I'm asking Neha, Sangeeta, Pragal. Or did
Yes,
you create? Yes, do you want it? Do you want a Power BI copy? Have you downloaded Power BI desktop?
I did. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we have.
I'll give you the I'll post it in chat.
Hmm.
Let's see whether that will work. Okay,
Okay.
so chat. Hopefully this will work. Okay, what I'll do is I will post it in the Google Drive. Do you all have access to the Google Drive?
Yes,
Oh,
I
yes,
do
ma'am.
have. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll open it. I'll post it here so that it's easy for you to download from there. So it's called Lab 1. It's uploading, and then now you can download it from there. If you don't have access, I'll just share the link also in the chat now. Okay. Vani, I just now saw your question. Um, why is this appearing? The apply discard, is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so remember we made some changes in the Power Query editor, right? And
Yep.
before we closed off, I forgot to mention how to save. So you must have just saved it, and then the changes were not applied into the desktop version because you have Power Query editor version here. Okay, so that's the reason, main reason. Okay, now I'll let you know how to get into this one. So here what you are seeing is has everyone downloaded the um, Power BI file, the lab one? Just confirm, Neha and Sangeeta
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Yes.
Pragal.
Yes.
Yes, and have you opened it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, now when you open, you might have to change the source. I will let you know how to do that. Let's do that first. So it's a learning for everyone. You downloaded the material, right? All material.
Yeah.
the labs, the data, and see, this folder is more important. You have downloaded that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what you do is go into the Power BI report and then open that in Power BI. And are you able to see these? Neha, Sangeeta, and Pragal. Are you able to see these tables? The geography, international sales, manufacturer, product, and sales.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to go into uh, transform data on the home tab and then click on transform data. And here maybe
Okay.
we will try changing the data source settings and see what will happen. Yeah, so here if you click on that, you have three links. We will edit each one of them. So go to change source, click on the first one and then go to change source and then go browse and then choose where your international sales folder is. So you need to choose that data folder and then international sales folder. Let me know once you have done that. Okay, Sangeeta. Okay. Did you finish, Pragal and Neha?
The files are downloading, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Even for you should have done this earlier. Okay. Even for Pragal, same.
I
Yes,
just
ma'am. That's
completed it,
yeah.
ma'am.
Just completed. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. Now go to transform data and then transform data again and then change the source. Okay. Uh, I'll just give couple of minutes for you to download the file. Okay. So, Sangeeta, has your file downloaded?
Sorry, there's two more to go.
Okay. But
But
did
but
lab one
I'm following
download?
it. It's okay.
Did lab one download?
Yeah, that one is okay now. I opened it. I'm changing the data source, but it's the CSV files. Two more
Yes.
left, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's okay. No worries. While you download, I'm going to ask Preeti. Preeti, are you joining for the first time?
Hi, Indra. No, for previous session I have joined. This is
You
my
have
second
joined,
session.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, because there are a few people who join new. So I have provided the file that we have worked on last time. So I'm just trying to help them change the sources. So it will,
Okay, Indra. All
yeah,
good.
we
All
didn't
good.
start
Yeah.
properly
Thanks.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Indra.
no worries. Yeah. Thanks, Bunny, for replying. Okay, now, uh, okay, so once that is done, then you should be able to see the data. If you are not able to see the data, you let me know. Just want to wait for a couple of minutes for Sangeeta, Neha, Pragal, and who else? Navina, did you join last time? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Meghna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Sorry, I don't remember who
So
were there and who
Induji,
were not. Yeah.
I wasn't there in the first one, but I saw
Okay.
recorded one and I did everything. So
Uh,
I finished everything. So do I need
that's
to do
good.
now?
No, you don't need to. You don't need to. We'll
Okay.
just, yeah, we'll start with 78. Just give me a couple of minutes and then
Okay.
we'll start. Jayashri, did you join last time or Nancy? I remember. I hope everyone will follow now. Uh, Neha Sangita, please confirm once you change the source.
I have changed the source. I think it's just loading up the data now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with
Same thing?
me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
let's proceed then slowly.
Sure. Sure.
Once the data loads, then it should be fine. So let's proceed with whatever we are doing. Okay, so now okay, now we are in the Power Query editor again, right? So now let's go back to the lab 1. I hope everyone has lab 1 open, and then uh, if we look at the number 78, I think we have to start from number 78. So here what is happening is to analyze the sales of all countries, it is convenient to have one single sales table, right? So that means because you have here you have international sales as well as sales, and this sales is US sales and this is international sales as we have imported, right? So what we are trying to do is we are trying to get all the data into one sales table. That's what the essence is. So here, what we are going to do is we are going to use something called append queries. Append means add underneath the existing query. That's what it means. So this append can be done either between two tables or three or more tables. So because we have only two tables, so we will be using the two tables option. Okay. So first what we need to do is we need to click on the sales tab and then use the append queries button and then use the two tables and then use the table to append. So go to the Power Query editor. Now I am on international sales. I don't want to be on international sales. I will click on sales and then you need to um, just give me 1 minute. Somebody might be after a link.
Indira ji, आप just pasted the link.
Pasted the link for yeah, Google. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you,
And
Vani.
one question, Induji.
Yeah.
So at the end, you know how we saved on the desktop.
Mm,
So now I'm lab one, like on the
mm,
desktop where
mm.
it's a blank build visual with your data, and on the side it's coming geography, international sales.
Yes,
So
yes,
how
yes,
to go
yes.
on the Power
Okay,
and
so
Inquiry?
now see this one is your Power BI desktop. So click on Home and Transform Data and then go into
Okay.
Transform Data. That will open this window.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions before we proceed? Okay. So now,
Yeah.
okay, now we make sure that we are in sales table. Now let's just study what sales table has. See, sales table has product ID, date, zip, units, and revenue. So how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns are there, right? And if we look at international sales table, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you have a country field as well, right? So you have one extra column for country. Okay, let's try and append this and then let's see what happens, because one table has one column extra, the other table has just 5 columns. Sales table has only 5 columns, international sales table has 6 columns. Let's see what happens. So click on the sales table, and then if you go to where is append, combine. If you go into combine and then go into append queries, and you can either append queries as new or append queries. I am going to choose append queries. Okay, so because I want to append it into the sales table, that is the reason I'm not choosing append queries as new. So if we choose append queries as new, what happens? Anyone can answer.
Creates a new table.
Yes, creates a new table other than these two. But we don't want that. We just want one sales table. So that's why I am just choosing the append queries. Okay, I'm just choosing that. And then here, because we have only 2 tables that we want to append, we are going to choose only 2 tables. Okay, so choose 2 tables, and then in the drop down of the table to append, you choose the international sales. Everyone with me? Click OK.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's see what has happened. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th column has been created with the same name, but all the values that are in sales table have null values. And if we want to see whether all country have been loaded, what do? We did the same process when we loaded the international sales. Can anyone remember? We want to make sure that all country sales records have been loaded. What do we do? Just want to understand whether you are understanding.
Add column from examples?
No, not add column from examples. There is already a country column, right?
Yeah.
And we have appended the rows. So what? Yeah, Vani.
So click on the drop down and then load all fields over there just to check all the
Yes.
countries are there.
Yes. Did we do that last time? So click on the drop down of the country column, and we are able to see only null. So this list may be incomplete. That's what it says. So if you say load more, then it starts loading. It loads all the sales CSV, and then Australia, then Japan, then Germany, whatever. Okay. So see, all these are loaded. So now you can establish that these are the values for the country column. So that means all that are null will belong to which country? Sorry?
USA.
US, yes, because
Yeah.
this one is we have used US sales from the US folder, right? US sales folder. That's the reason that will be US. Okay. Okay. So now we have appended the international sales table into sales column. Sales table. Sorry, sales table. Okay. So that's what we have done. So 81 we have done, and see, now you can see the sales table. That's what we have done. Now next one is you may also notice that there are null values. That's what we have noticed now. Null values for USA, right? So now what we want to do is we want to add another column, and then we will be choosing the conditional column. So what will be the condition there? Any guesses? So if the country equals null, then what do we want to replace that with?
USA.
USA, because all null values will belong to USA sales. So that's what we are going to do. So let's go and do that. So if you go here and how do we add a conditional column? Anyone remembers how do we add a column?
Go to add column.
Go
at
to
the top.
general in that add column.
Yeah.
Add
So
column,
here in
conditional
this
column.
at the top there is a add column tab,
Column.
but make sure you are in sales, not in international sales, but you are in sales, and your last query is filtered. Last step is filtered rows. Did we filter rows? No. Okay, because we have done the drop down. I'm just removing it. Your last column is appended query. Okay, that's what it should be. Sales and appended query. Okay, now go to add column, and here you have conditional column. So then you go here, conditional column, choose if country column equals null, then output, what should be the output? USA. And here, otherwise, what we want to choose a column. So here in the drop down where it says ABC 1 2 3, select a column, choose a select a column, not enter a value, and then from there you choose country. Why are we doing that? Can anyone explain what we are doing here?
If it is null, USA, otherwise keep the existing country.
Existing country. That's why we are choosing the same column. Okay. Everyone understood? If you have any questions, please ask. Okay. So now I'm clicking the OK. So what this does is it creates the new column, and then wherever there is USA, wherever there is null in the country column, it replaces that with USA. And let's check whether other country names are coming or not in this column, in the new column. So you go to the drop down and check by using load more. Now let's see whether we can see all the countries in there. Okay, so all the countries are there. There is no null here, right? So I'm just canceling it. So now let's go to the next step. Okay, so now because we have created the new column, we can remove the country column and then rename the new column to the country name. Okay, so what we can do is just go there here. Now, because we have created the new column, I am just going to remove the existing country column and then rename this custom to country. Everyone with me? Okay, looks like all good.
Sorry, Indra, I think we missed it. Can you just repeat it, please?
Okay, so till appended queries, are you okay?
Yeah, we appended query. Yeah.
Okay, appended query, you are okay. So I'll just go to the appended query, and now if you go here, what you see is you have some country names are null.
Yeah.
Some of the other countries are, you have Australia, because this table has Australia, Germany, Japan, all those columns. Whereas that table before the appended query, you didn't even have that column. That is the reason. And we are appending this international table underneath the sales table, right? Adding rows from international sales table to sales table. That's what is happening under appended query.
Okay.
Okay. When you added that, because the structure of this table had extra column called country, whereas this table didn't have. So that's why it added the extra column, and because these rows didn't have the country defined, that's why it added as the null, the value of the country as null. So now what we are trying to do is we are trying to replace this country, the value null, with USA. Okay. So for that, what we are doing is we are going to add a conditional column. For that, you need to click on add column and then click on the conditional column.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, after clicking that, what you need to do is there is a if, right? You are specifying
Yes.
some condition. So here you have to choose the country. So if the country value equals, operator is equals null, then what we want it to be replaced with is USA, because we know that all the null values in the country belong to USA sales, right? So that's why you go and input that value USA. But what about all those values that are there in the country column which are not null? You have to specify that, right?
Yeah.
So for that, you will choose else, and here in the drop down, by default it says enter a value. We don't want that. We have to select a column, because we know that the country column has other values other than null. So that's
Yeah.
why we are choosing country. And then if you say okay, then the new column will be created beside the country. See, this has been created. Now we don't need this column, right? Because we have already created a proper country column. So that's why we remove that column. So this is the removed column step. So now I remove that country column and then rename the custom to country. Are you with me now?
I just removed the column, but how did you change the custom to country?
Just double click on that or right click and rename. Lot of ways are there. See, right click on that and then you can
got it.
rename. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good.
Thank you for that.
No worries. Yeah. Okay. So now we have renamed that. Now change type to text. Should be text, right? Okay. So here the data type, what is the data type? It's like general. It's not a text value. So now we will try and change the data type to text. How do we do that? What are the ways to do it?
Click on there and change to text.
Yeah, click on the ABC where it says ABC 1, 2, 3, or you can right click and then go to somewhere. Yeah, change type and then click on text. So now we have changed that to text, right? Next one is, let's go and select the data type icon to the left of revenue, and then we are going to change that to fixed decimal. So here the revenue, click on the one where it says 1.2 and then click on the fixed decimal number. So what happened is before changing it is 5725 like that, but we want only 2 decimal points. So that's the reason we have changed that to fixed decimal, so that it is just fixing the decimal to two places. Okay, so the next one is the newly named country column will have names for all countries. Yeah, we have done that. You will see USA data. Yeah, we have already seen the load more part of it. So yeah, now that the international sales, now we need international sales table? Now we have all the records from international sales under sales. Do we need this?
No.
Okay, so if you don't need it, what we can do is you can
Yes.
right click on the international sales table and then
Enable load.
disable load.
Yeah.
Click on the, because this is ticked already. If you click on it, then it will disable load. So possible data loss warning, disabling load will remove the table from the report. So you won't be seeing this table in the report in the Power BI desktop when you apply the changes. Okay, so continue that. Now here, if we look at the Power BI desktop file, you can see you can see international sales, right? Once you apply these changes, then you won't be seeing that because you have disabled the load. And see the way it is appearing. This is normal text, but this is in italics. That shows that we have disabled the load on it. Okay, so right click on the international sales table and then disable it. Okay, so now you can also see something called query dependencies. So if you click on home, and then where is the query dependencies? View, I think it's in view. Is it? Yeah. In the view tab, click on the international sales and then you can see query dependencies. What are the queries that it is dependent on? So you can see that. If you want to, because you are disabling, you can try and establish whether it is safe to um, disable load or not. Okay, so just for that you can use query dependencies. Okay, next step. Okay, so now we can close and apply and then see the yeah, let's save it. Transform data. Okay, so let's just close and apply. So in order to close and apply, what you do is you just go into home and then close and click on close and apply and click on the first close and apply. It is loading, so you can okay, Bunny.
Indira, quick question.
Yeah.
If we have a dynamic data like the table, international sales, and it keeps changing, would we actually disable the load?
Yeah, you can still disable the load because that happens automatically. Because you have appended, at the append time, it queries it. Very good question though. Because of this step. So I'll just show you. Because of this step, at this stage, it will load from here. Even though it's disabled, this will happen.
Okay, so any
as part of
changes
appended query. Yeah.
would be
Would be
loaded as well.
would be loaded. Yes.
Cool.
You can try it as well. You can add a row in one of the country column, country not column, country file, the country.csv file. So you can try that as well. Yeah. And then if you refresh, once you close and apply, you can you can just make the change in the CSV and then refresh here, and then you will be able to see that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so now okay, let's I think that concludes the lab 1. Let's try and start lab 2. Everyone has lab 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so data modeling. Okay, before proceeding, what is the data model?
Optimal data structure for reporting in this case, but modeling would be a common term referred to, say, in the data load environment. Would be like you're creating your structure, say facts and dimensions, like whatever is optimal data structure for the
Yes,
task
yeah.
you're trying to perform, which either meets the business requirements or is probably closely related to the source you're getting the data from.
Okay, yeah. Now I will ask you um, weird question. Can you hear some noise?
No.
Did you hear
No.
some noise? No?
No.
Okay. Okay,
Oh.
that's good. Yeah, because there is some noise happening in another room. I just want to check whether you are hearing that noise. Okay. If you are not hearing, then I'm pleased. If you hear that noise, can you please let me know so that I can tell them? Okay. Yeah, whatever you said, Sangeeta, it is partly right. And does anyone else want to uh, um, try at what a data model is or what data modeling is to explain?
Yeah, it's better to give us the people who are new.
Yeah. So, but I just want to know who all are thinking what your thinking is regarding data model, so that I can explain based on that. Anyone wants to give a try? No? Okay. Okay, so a data model is created when you want to do something with data, some analytics with data. So usually a data model contains some business concepts. So for example, if you are, let's say if you are dealing with your financial data, and you want, because we have sales data, right? We have sales, and then we want to view the revenue or cost for us, or revenue for us, or even profit by, let's say, country, or by, let's say, what is the year on year profit, or what else? Yeah, those kind of measures, by year on year profit, or by country, or by department, or by salesperson, those kind of things. So depending on your business requirement, like how Sangeeta said, you need to model your data so that those um, questions can be easily answered. That is the reason we have to create a data model. So that is the main driver. So the main driver here for creating a data model is the business requirement. Okay. And what is the business requirement?
Check revenue, loss, profit.
Reporting.
Whatever the business requires, uh, whatever the business is wanting to measure, right? So that is the business requirement, right? So that's the yeah, very good, Sally. Okay, so now let's go deeper into what data model is here. Okay, so now hmm, Okay, so we will be creating different charts and highlight and cross filter and blah blah, and we will be creating groups and hierarchies and also add new measures to the model to do the additional data analysis. So these are the things that we are going to create in this lab. Okay, uh, what is a measure? I think we discussed in last class, right? What is a measure, or um, what's a measure? Can anyone remember? No? Okay. What is a fact? Or numerical value? Yes, Swati, that's good. Yeah. Uh,
Fact is
Preeti, diagram to store data in the system. It's not just diagram. We are going to model the data. It's not just a diagram. Okay, Preeti? If you see a data model, it looks like a diagram, but it's not a diagram. It can be depicted in a diagram. Data related to fact or numbers. Yes, very good, Jayashree. Yeah. And I think, yeah, somebody else also answered. Yeah. So whatever we have discussed, what a measure or a fact is whatever that has a numeric component in a column that can be considered as a fact or a measure, apart from some of the columns that may hold numeric values, but they don't mean numeric values. What are the examples for those? We have one in our data as well. Can anyone guess? Can anyone answer?
zip
Zip
code.
code.
Yes, zip. And the another one is? Any guess? Okay. Um, Another one is year. Year is stored as 2009, 10, 11, 12, a numeric value, but you can't sum that. You can't use that as a measure. Okay. Product ID. Yes, very good. And also, yeah, ID column is you can't use that. Very good, Neha. And also, latitudes and longitudes. Those also you can't use them as measures. They are, what are they? Year, zip code, latitude, longitude. What are they?
Dimensions.
Dimensions. Yes. So yeah. So the you need to, in a data model, you always have facts or measures and dimensions. You need to just remember that. And if there is a question like what is the revenue by country, what are the facts and measures in that question that we are trying to answer? What is the revenue by country?
Country is
Based
a
on the country, we
dimension.
need to get the revenue.
Yes. So country is the dimension. Yes, Sangeeta. And then revenue will be your fact or measure.
Measure.
Anything that is after by will be qualified as, after the keyword by,
Mhm.
just remember that that is the dimension. So even if you say, if somebody says what is the revenue by ID, even though ID is numeric, that will become a dimension. Okay, so that's the what is it called? Banda gurtu antaru kada. So that is the by what do you call? By default, that is the this thing. Okay, no worries, Neha. Um, okay, so then now I'll take a little bit of time to explain what the layout of the Power BI desktop. So let's go into that. So now here we have, this is the Power BI desktop layout, and here you have four views. You can call it as views. The first one that we are seeing here is this is called the report view, and um, this report, this is where you create all the visuals that are relevant to the report. So your visuals can be either a graph or a pie chart or a table or a decision tree or whatever you want to add into your report. So this is the report view, and if you click on the table like thing here, that will show the values of the tables that we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tables, and now we are seeing the geography table. And the next one we are going to see is we have created the manufacturer table. What does anyone remember what we used to get this data? What function did we use? What is the special thing that we use to get this data into this format? If you
Transform.
transform, yes.
Transpose.
Yeah, transpose, yes,
Transform
that's right.
vertical.
Yeah, transpose, yes, that's called transpose. And then product table, and then we have created the sales table. That's the main fact table for us, where we have the revenue and units as our facts, right? So that is the table view, and here is where you see the actual model. I think Preeti mentioned the diagrammatic view. So this is where you define the relationships between the tables. So this is the sales table. So that is the fact. Usually you have sales table as what do you call, they called it as a star schema, where because the fact table that we have will be in the center, and then you have um, the dimension tables surrounding it. So there should be some kind of a relationship between geography table, which we will create later on, geography table and sales table. Or and then also if this is related to this, if one dimension is related to another dimension, then it is called a a snowflake schema. It's called schema. You have two schemas. One is star schema, and then the other one is snowflake schema. So star schema is you have one fact table and all the other dimension tables related to the fact table. But in a snowflake schema, what you have is you have one fact table, you have dimension tables, and there will be other dimension tables linked to one of the other dimension tables. So that's why, because there is a flake here, snowflake, you know how snowflake looks like. So you have a, if you link this one, and if there is a link here, and then you have other tables, dimension tables that are linking to sales table, it looks like a snowflake diagram. So that's the reason it is called as snowflake. Okay, let's see. And also, if we look at the views that you can see here, data model view has a different um, tabs compared to tables. See, tables, you have table tools as well. And if you go to report view, you have um, other tabs as well. So here we have already seen how to get data, Excel workbook, all these is get data part of it. All these are sources, data sources. OneLake Data Hub is something related to Microsoft Fabric, and this is SQL Server. If you want to enter data, you can just click on that, and then it will create a table for you, and then you can start entering or copying and pasting from somewhere. You can do that. And Dataverse is related to something called Power Platform, Microsoft Power Platform. So you can get data from, if you have data in your Power Platform, you can use Dataverse to get it. And also, if you want to do some modifications to the recent sources, you can go there and then use that as well. And then we have seen how we can use transform data to go into what is called what window is that?
Power Query.
Power Query. Yes, that's good.
Query.
Yeah. Difference in star schema and snowflake schema. Okay, you want me to explain again? Okay, so maybe let me draw something. Let's go paint. What's happening? Nothing. I can't see anything. Okay. I'm going to go into Paint and let's go and not that much. Okay. Okay. I have, let's say this is my fact table. Which is in our case, this is a sales table. Okay. Now I have dimensions called, let's say, I have lots of dimensions. And all these dimensions are linked to sales table. It can be one to many. So dimensions will have one row. Let's say, for example, you have country dimension. Let's say country. Country. Okay, country date. Let's go. Why can't I choose? Oh. Okay, so this is my date table, and that's my drawing is not. That's my country table. This is my product table, and what else dimensions can you say? Manufacturer, right? Let's say manufacturer. Okay. So these are the tables that we have, and all are linked straight to sales. So how is this looking? Selection. Okay. So how is this looking? This is looking like something like a star schema, right? So if, for example, I have a product and I have, let's say, no, not this one. I have, let's say, product categories as well as another table. But this product categories is not linked to fact sales, but it is linked to the product. So that means it is it is linked to another dimension. So product categories is linked to product, not directly sales. Because of this situation, there is a snowflake kind of a diagram, right? When you look at this diagram, that this looks like a snowflake kind of diagram, right? So that is why you have two schemas. This is called a sorry. This is called a snowflake, whereas just this is called a star schema. I hope you get the point. Anni, did you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anyone has any questions? Okay. Let's proceed further. Yeah, okay. So you go to transform data, and transform data, then you get the Power Query Editor. And if you want to just change the data source settings, you can go into this one, and then you can either change the source or you can change permissions. You can export this data set and other things. You can do other things as well. And then if you want to refresh the data, you just refresh it. If you do some modifications, you can just refresh, and then your data will be refreshed. And then how to create visuals? you can create visuals either using this, or there is a big visualizations pane here where it is showing a small icon as to how the visual looks. Based on that, you can just create. If you want a stacked bar chart, you can click on this. Otherwise, column chart, you can click on this. We will be doing those things shortly, so you can click on most of these visualizations. There are some AI visuals here which are um, AI visuals. Yeah, so this one, key influencers. So this is key influencers. This one, key influencers, decision tree, smart narrative, Q&A. These four are AI visuals where there is some model behind it which generates the which generates the visual. So we will learn about it when we get to do the visualizations. And also you can use the cross report, keep all filters. All these things you will learn slowly. um, and also there is a filter pane. So when I say filter pane, sometimes it might be closed for you. You just need to open that. So you can close and open these panes. So this is called a data pane where our data tables reside. This is called the visualization pane where the icons where you can um, click on the icon and then it will add the visual into the reporting area. And also you can format. See, this is the format. This is how you can format the visual as well. But for that, you need to add the visual into the report area and then select that visual, and then you can format that visual. We can go into that a bit in a bit more detail. And here you can add new measures. So for example, if you want to add some calculations, this is where you can add. For example, if you want to calculate something called year on year measure or something like that, so then you can calculate a measure. Now there is something called, you can add a new column and a new measure. Both of them you can do. For example, if you want to know what is the total revenue, what do? You need to have something. You need to use a function called sum, and you can do that as a measure or as a column as well. So main difference between a column and a measure is when you add a new column, let's say in the table, when you add a new column, you can see it as a column here. Whereas when you add a new measure, you cannot see it as a column here, but you can utilize them in the in one of the visuals that you are going to use. So you can you can see the difference between column and measure when you start creating that. So that is the home tab. And this publish is something which you want. If you want to share the report with somebody else in your organization, that's when you publish the report online in what is called a Power BI service. And for that you need, if you publish without a license, then it will publish to you. You can publish to your own workspace. If you publish to your own workspace, you cannot share with anyone else in your organization. If you want to publish and share with others in your organization, you need to have something called a Power BI Pro license. So for that only you use publish. We are not going to use publish here because we are not going to use the Power BI Pro licenses. Okay. Now in the insert, again, you have see, these are the AI visuals. And if you want to you use a new visual, you can use click on the new visual and choose what you want to use. If you want to create a new page, you can either create from here or click on the plus here and then create a new tab sort of thing. And this is the Power Platform I was talking about, which we won't be covering here. This is something called a paginated report that can be created with something called Power BI Report Builder, which we are not going to use here. And Power Apps is something is an application that can be used to create forms, and then you can input data using those forms, and then that data can be stored in a database, and that database can be anything. And Power Automate is, for example, if you want to create a button to send, maybe let's say to send an alert if there is a, what do you call, if there is if the value goes up some with some value, then you can use a Power Automate. These three we are not going to use, and we will be using these text box, buttons, shapes, all these we will be using. All this you can insert into the into your report space. And in the modeling, uh, modeling consists of creating relationships, which we will be doing. Relationships also I will talk about one to many relationship, one to one relationship, and also many to many relationship. This is not relationship husband and wife and brother and sister, but this is relationships related to data models. And also you can create a new table, new column. These are all basic ones. There is something called new parameter. So here parameter, what is a parameter? Can anyone answer?
So it's something that changes, so we can provide the value dynamically or something like that.
Yes, yeah, very good. Sola, you asked a question. We are able to create visuals only if relationship are created between. No, you can create visuals, but sometimes if the right relationship is not there, then what happens is your data that you are seeing is wrong, which we will see that as well in the labs that we go through. So good question. Okay, okay, Shali, no problem. Okay, so now that is new parameter. I think we will see that. One of the examples that we can use here is, for example, you have a source. We have um, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tables, right? And the source for this is a bit different, right? We have a folder, and then we have different sources. So if I created a parameter, and then if we use that parameter for the source, then what will happen is when you opened, because I shared the file with you, right? I shared the file with you, and then my path, source path, is different to where you have downloaded. So when that happens, if you just change the path in the parameter, then you don't need to go inside and change everywhere. So that is where parameters can be useful. So that's one example where parameters can be useful. And if we go to view, yeah, that's just page view, and you can also create more mobile layout. Maybe we might have maybe an exercise on that. And then these are bookmarks, selections. We will be using that. And this is how to optimize, how to apply some of the settings for all slicer buttons, and how to analyze performance and things like that. So that is a bit of overview of the Power BI desktop. Now let's go into the actual lab. So I've explained view tab, help tab. I didn't explain help tab for you. Yeah, this is where you can get some documentations, training videos, guided learning, and also what is the version of the Power BI that you are running. If you go into about, it will give you the, I might be running a older version. So, and then you have sample data and sample reports as well. You can start with those as well. And also if you have an idea which you think that will improve Power BI, you can submit that idea as well. And there are some external tools called like Tabular Editor. Somebody, I think, in the WhatsApp group mentioned that. Tabular Editor, Power BI Helper, and there are three more. I forget the names now. So you can add those as well. You use those external tools. And there is a big community, Power BI community, and then there is Power BI official blog is there, Power BI for developers community is there. So you can, these are the help, this is the help tab. If you want, you can go through that. So I have covered help tab, model view. Yeah.
So we can ask questions in the
Yes.
community.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
even
yeah.
with the
You
free
can.
version, we should be able to ask.
Yes, you just need a login
Okay.
into the community. You can sign up and log in, and then you can ask questions. A lot of questions are answered as well.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Good question. So yeah, we have covered the visualizations pane, data pane, table view, navigation menu, all those we have covered. Okay, so now I think we are getting into action. So table view, navigation, sales table, data pane, scroll up and down, notice. Okay, that's okay. Okay, now here, okay, here select the model view, and then we have sales product. Okay, one to many relationships. Okay, let's try. And so this is what we have seen, right, in the data model view. Yeah, okay, so now data exploration. Let's try and create a clustered column chart from the visualization plane and pane, and let's see what we need to add. Country from geography and sum of revenue. Okay, let's do that. Okay, everyone come into the Power BI desktop and make sure you are in the report view. And then here we will add a clustered column chart, which is 1, 2, 3, fourth one in the visualization pane. So I just click on that. That will add a visual onto the report page. So just drag it to where it is convenient. Make sure that is selected. So that means selected means you need to see this kind of box. Okay, now from the geography table, because we have country in the geography table, so I'm just adding that country. Just click on that, and that goes to x-axis. And here in the y-axis, we need to add some data fields, and what we want is revenue. So once you click on the revenue here under the sales table, it just goes sum of revenue. Okay, and if you want, you can change it to average, minimum, maximum, whatever, count of revenue, whatever. But for now, we will leave it as sum of revenue. And if you look at this one, all this is showing 2.9 billion as revenue. Everything, all countries are showing the same revenue. Is that true? Can that be true?
Can't be.
No.
So what is the issue here?
There's no relationship between the country in sales with country geography.
Yes. Yeah, because somebody, Solai, you mentioned, are we able to create visuals only if relationship are created between tables in the model view? That's what you have asked, right? So when there is no relationship, this is what appears when we use data from two different tables. And now if we go into the model view, see, look at the model view. Is there a relationship between geography and sales?
No.
No. So that is the reason we are seeing everything as same, because what it is doing, it is summarizing all the revenue from all the rows and then giving it as 2.9 billion rows. billion, not rows, billion dollars. So that's what it is showing. But whereas in reality, that is not the case. But we need to split that into by country. How do we do that? We need to add the relationship. Then you will get it. But then here, what is the what do you call? What is the relationship field? How can we create the relationship between sales and, let's see, between sales and geography? What is there a common field that we can create the relationship between sales and geography? Can anyone tell me? Is there a common field?
Country.
Zip code.
Country, we cannot, I am thinking that we cannot create country as the, let's see, if you go into table, see there are country, usually what happens is if I go into geography, see country is appearing a lot of times, right? Usually the way it should appear is you have one to many relationship. You should have one to many relationship. Otherwise, if you have many to many relationship, then your modeling will need to be a bit different. Usually we strive to do a one to many. So the dimension table should always have one record per that unique value. So if you look at this data, the geography data, see you have city, state, region, district, country, and then zip. I feel that zip may not be repeated because zip is for an area, right? So when you are trying to add geography tables, usually you will have one row per zip, right? Per zip code. So that way you can link to zip column, but not to country column, because country has many rows for Mexico. Did you get it or not?
Yeah.
How do you cater? Because that's an assumption that the zip code is not repeated
Assumption.
unless it
Yes,
can be
yes.
verified.
Yeah. We will know that because I think there is an exercise for that as well. For now,
Okay.
let's go and create a link between zip between the geography and sales. So in order to create the link, create the relationship, you can either drag this zip to this, and so here, yeah, there is a many to many relationship. The cardinality is not one to many, as Sangeeta, as you have pointed that out. Okay. So now what we can see, this is many to many, but still they are creating the relationship. You will notice create relationship, dialog box is done. So select the cancel button. Okay, we need to cancel the button, and then what we are going to do is we have to create something called some unique column between both the tables, so that you can create the one to many relationship. One of the way to tackle many to many relationships. Are you understanding, or do you have questions?
The way I have understood this is you will have sales data from
Sales data is always
multiple
yeah.
areas.
Understood. Yes. Yeah.
And one area will have multiple rows in the cell. So it's by nature, it's a many to many. It's not a one to many relationship.
Between geography and sales, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's why you need a link table in between, because by nature it's a many to many relationship.
Yes. One of the ways you tackle, there are multiple ways to tackle many to many relationships. one of the ways to is to create something called a bridge table. But at the moment, we are not creating a bridge table. We are just going to create a unique column in both the tables, in both, because if we go here, sorry, I'm just canceling now. If we go into geography table, we have zip and country, right? And if we go to sales table, we have zip and country. So what we are going to do is we are going to utilize these two tables and then create a unique column so that we can link to that table, and that will be unique. That will be a one-to-many relationship. So let's do that. So the format, it can be in any format, but let's follow the you can copy the formula here. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a new column called zip country. You copy this red one, and then we can paste that when we create a new column. So what we need to do is what we are trying to do is we are trying to combine these two with a, and we are separating those two columns with a comma. So that's what we are trying to do. So that we need to do for both geography as well as geography table as well as the sales as well as sales table. Okay. Okay. So now copy that. Make sure you copy that, and then go to the geography table and then say new column, and then without clicking anywhere, just paste that copied code into here. Okay, so okay, have you done that? Now there is an error that I can see. Can anyone tell me what the error is? Why we are getting the error? See, this one is getting an error.
Zip is a character field.
Zip is anyway, we have changed that to character text.
Yeah.
Why is this? I am creating the column in geography table, but I am trying to, yeah, Vani.
Yep, because we are using the formula for the sales table rather than
Sales
the
table, yes. So in
Okay.
order to do that, so just remove this one and then try to type zip, and then you will see geography zip. Okay, choose that. And then same here, country as well. So country, geography country. Now click on the tick. Has everyone created the zip country field in geography table? Can you repeat again? Sorry, Solai, I just saw your message. Did you understand, Solai? Solai here or not? Okay, thanks. Okay. Did everyone finish? Okay, if you have created the zip country column in geography, let's go to sales table and then do the same. So create a new column and then paste it again. Now it should be okay because we are using the sales table. And then click on enter or click on the right on the green tick there. Okay, now both the tables have zip country. Okay, so now let's go to the modeling table, modeling tab, and then now we can create the relationship between the two. How do we create the relationship? Go to the model view, and then from zip country, where is my zip country here? Yeah, from geography to sales, I am dragging it, and now we can see one to many. Okay, now we can save it. I think we will stop here. Ensure that you save the files. See, now once you do that, see you can really see the revenue by country. You just created the relationship, and then you can see the change in the graph. So like that, that might have answered your question now. Okay, any questions? Ensure that you save the file, and we will stop here and continue from
Is
17 in the lab 2. Yeah.
there any procedure to save the file, or is it like normal how you save an Excel file?
Because we did not make any changes in the Power Query, it is just saving the file. If you have made changes using this one, the transform data and transform,
Yes.
then what you do is you just need to do close and apply. Once the changes are applied, because now we didn't make any changes, it is not coming as applying changes. Once that are applied, then you can go, you can close, you can save the file from file save, or you can click here. Okay, there are two aspects to it, because if you make changes in the Power Query editor, those need to be reflected in your Power BI desktop. So that's when you need to click on the close and apply. It's a very good question. Okay, any other questions?
Indra, sorry, can you show
Yeah.
me how you create the relationship between sales table and geography table with that zip country column?
Zip country column. You have the zip country column in both,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So just go into the model view.
Yeah.
You can either drag from geography zip country to a zip country like this, or you can click on manage relationships here.
Okay.
And then go new relationship.
Okay.
And then you can choose zip country from sales to geography, or geography to sales, and it will detect the relationship, many to
Yeah,
one or
Indra.
one to many. Okay.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
No worries. And then you can see your graph change, right?
Yeah, working on it, Indra. Just a moment.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, let's stop here then. And I'll post the recording.
Thank you, Indira.
No worries. And if anyone wants to ask some questions, I am here.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you, ma'am.
No worries. That's good, Preeti.
Thank you, Indra.
No
Just
worries.
small
small question.
Yeah.
My zip country column is giving error.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop the recording and then we can.